Hey Wanderers, and welcome back to the Wandering Gamer Network Plays LEGO Harry Potter Year 4. I'm Cody.
I'm Zach.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Mandy.
And we're in a lake.
Yeah, I remember...
Sorry, the last episode ended weird. Sorry, go ahead, Mandy.
I remember this one being kind of difficult.
This
I
one's
don't know
weird
how to come towards the...
Yeah, there's like paths that lead you to the front. This is very reminiscent.
Sorry, Cedric, I'm trying to shoot this thing down here.
Did you guys ever play the Hercules game on the PC that was like a side-scroller where you got all kinds of different swords? I freaking loved that game when I was growing up.
I was so bad at it.
I was very bad at it. I had like little drawings, because you know how you like skipped levels with pots? Like they gave you level codes? And I would draw little pictures of them, but they were illegible because it was me drawing them.
Sorry, I had to pause for a minute. Corgi needed some love. So...
It's a good reason.
Do you have a bubble around your head, Cedric Diggory?
No.
And by Cedric Diggory, I mean Edward Cullen, the hottest vampire ever!
Oh gosh.
For real, though. Hottest
you trying
vampire.
to kill me or something?
Yep.
I mean, at one point he kind of does.
I'm gonna win. You're not gonna win.
Can anyone tell me what foreshadowing is?
Also, I kind of love that, like, you guys are in little Lego Speedos, basically.
Ta-da!
Oh, hey.
See? There's one of those paths, so you can go back to the left and get a whole bunch of jazz. You have to go in the hole, not around it.
I'm working on
Just
it.
right in there.
Oh.
Hey.
Look, there's little bubble things, you know, like there are in the lake.
I wanna be where the magic is.
Yeah.
Do you want to see? Do you want to see them dancing?
Yeah.
Walking around on those, what do you call them?
Oh, feet.
Oh yeah, stumps.
Well, no. But get out of here! Go! I think there's just coins this way, but I couldn't remember. Well, there might be something down here.
Getting all stabbed up with those swords.
Alright, enough singing of that.
Are there...
What up?
Are there, like,
mermaids?
wizard
Yes.
scientists?
Yeah, I mean, there's researchers that, like, discover spells and stuff.
I mean, like, who end up being, like, regular scientists. I was just thinking, like, if you can...
What do you mean by regular
I feel
scientists?
like potions,
Like,
right?
who study non-magical things.
I don't think so. That's
Because-
that's like a problem with wizards, is that they're very insular. Like that's where that puzzle that Snape did in the first year, like that was like the thing, is that wizards don't understand anything about logic because they don't need to.
Shoot the frickin' octopus thing.
Oh, and then Hermione is a muggle.
Yeah, so she understands like a logic puzzle
Lots of
and was
fish.
like a nerd in school, so she got it.
She was like a nerd.
I still think those professors after that year had to be like, maybe we needed to make harder tasks.
Right?
And I know, like, people say, like, well, they were supposed to be, like, prodigies, like, the best of the best. I'm like, at a certain point...
Ron was?
Well, like, people like Hermione was there to help him out, and, like, Ron was, like,
Yeah.
really good at chess, and that's what he contributed. I'm like, at a certain point, though, like, you're, like, a brilliant 11-year-old is still, I wouldn't say smarter than, like, a smart 17-year-old.
Right. Well, and that kind of goes back to the whole, like, well... I'm okay with books not making sense. I'm pretty free with my suspension of disbelief.
I mean, I'm not actually complaining about this. It's more just to be that professor afterwards, just sitting there like,
Ah!
I done goofed up, guys. I done goofed up. All right. I tried to make a thing. Turns out all you had to do was shine a light on it to get past it. It was pretty.
Oh,
wasn't
hey,
the best.
Hey, you wanna Wingardium Leviosa his other arm? So, is it?
You have to go
so
across.
you gotta go out to the other side.
Oh, do you?
No, just keep swimming into Harry. It'll be fine.
Go left. Go left.
Hey, Cedric Diggory does what Cedric Diggory wants. And right now
can't.
that's swimming into Harry.
It's
Okay, you stay there.
okay.
Alright, Cedric, you've lost rocking privileges. You just get to stay in the hole. I guess not in the hole. Harry does. Whatever.
Do you hear him?
Who? The dog?
Yeah.
I do now. He's very upset. We have a very upset puppy. We lost power last night, and he literally spent the whole time crying. Because for some reason, Bombadil, our dog, needs to have a fan running next to him to sleep. Like,
I don't know what that's like. I don't need a fan running
It's not like
next to
he's Zach or anything.
well, I mean, like, yeah, right, we're people, though, and I assume that we're, like, not able to function without technology, but Bombadil's a dog, and he, like, needs to be able to check his iPhone or he can't go to bed. I'm like, what the heck? So here's what happened, right? We lost power.
Go away.
And
go
at one
away.
point,
no, go away.
Like, I went and used the bathroom, you know?
No.
In our bedroom.
Get off my
and
bed.
Bombadil starts clawing at the door. because he's freaking out because there's no electricity in the house. So then I get back in bed, and he
I
like...
think it's because things make noises.
And then they
he just
don't.
Yeah.
You know, because it's silent and he can't handle it. So then he has to come and sleep in the bed with me for a while. Otherwise, he won't stop whining. And then, like, every 10 minutes after that, he would just, like, be like, oh no, the power's not on! And then the power came back on and he shut up eventually. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Hey, it's scary.
It is. I think our dog's a millennial. You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta build the
Where
fish.
are we putting this?
You gotta build them together. You gotta build the fish.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it's like
did it.
Jesus
We're
fish.
awesome. It's
I
not-
get
what?
it. It's like, you know, you build the symbol, like, remember?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but it does not look like that.
I mean, it kind of does. It looked like a fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, so does a whale, but that's
No,
not
a
the
whale
same.
does not look like a fish, Zach. What are you talking about?
It has fins on the sides and a tail.
Great, do I look like a dog? I have legs and I used to have a tail. I have 4 appendages. Am I a dog, Zach? I have canine teeth.
You've
Oh
never.
my gosh, these stupid little.
You've never had a
fucking- Get
tail.
out of here.
I mean, we have like
No,
vestigial
no, no, go, go,
people
go, go!
can
Get,
have
get
tails.
out of here.
But
I think
you
when
have-
you're I think when like don't like fetuses have tails?
They have umbilical cords.
They have. I think they have tails at one point.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill this thing!
Anyway.
Those are the Grindylows.
Bum bum bum.
Yeah, they suck.
Grindylows.
That's why we shoot everything.
Oh, do you guys know why Fleur never got to her sister? It was
What?
because of the
She was
Grindylows.
impacted by the Grindylows. Oh, so if you go through the bottom one, no, okay.
Oh, my bad. I'm going back.
So if you go down,
Going down.
we have to do another one of those things where someone's on top. So you're gonna have to switch to purple.
Well, I did that thing.
Oh, he does have a little bubble.
Does he?
Honest.
Yeah, if you look at his little character, so
I-
get closer to it.
I think you have to do this. Oh no, I am surprised.
Woo! Look at you guys swimming.
Oh, it's a crab. Oh no.
I think you have to do something else, but I'm not positive.
You should just swim into the tentacles. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
No, we'll come back because there's something with the
Dude,
rock here.
I think the crab you have to move.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. So
Blast him.
you go back to purple.
Yep, that's not purple.
I don't know why you
There
like
you
the
go.
yellow spell so much, and then put him on the purple block in the middle of the screen.
And then
Look
we'll
at how
crush-
scuttly he is.
Then we'll crush him.
Try it again.
How did that not work?
Oh.
That's
Well,
sad.
We
He
did
wasn't
that.
doing nothing.
Apparently he was. He looked at you wrong, and you're a wizard, so you
Ah,
can. Oh my
crap.
gosh! It's Victor Crumb.
The crab freed himself.
Oh no.
Kill it again.
Ah!
Oh yeah, because there's a giant squid in the lake. Do you guys remember that?
You know,
There's a giant squid?
terrifying.
I like how you just keep reciting like fun facts about Harry Potter that are in just not even
I
hidden.
love it.
Are you guys freshwater people
Ew.
or saltwater people?
Fresh water.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you prefer?
I would prefer to be in salt water. Because, you know, here's the thing about fresh water, is it's the least fresh water. Like, fresh water is straight up nasty. I don't know if you guys have ever swum in a river. It's like swimming in a pool of mud.
Why can't my thingy work? I'm trying to do Lumos.
Do you have thingy problems?
Because you keep that one's Lumos.
Really? What's the blue one?
Fairy or pixie
No,
killer.
no, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what the
B.
spell's called. It's called Pixie Death. In the second year, you learn how to murder small animals.
But seriously though,
Are wizards psychopaths? Are they like, isn't
Yes.
that like one of the signs that they kill, you know, small creatures because they can?
Time to keep shooting things.
Have I told you guys the story about, like, I think I've told you guys the story about my brother and the possum.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
But have I told you the story about my friend that heard the story about my brother and the possum?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know it, but
I
What she
don't
thought-
remember it.
She was asking like if
She
Oh,
thought my
yeah,
brother
yeah.
was a serial killer.
Right, I do remember that.
Yeah. I guess because we're recording this not just for ourselves, I can tell this story real quick. So
Yeah.
oh no, the mer people.
when I was
Die, mer
when I was growing
people.
up, we lived on like a
Thanks.
not like a lot of
I'm
we weren't
so
like
stuck.
farmers,
Oh
but
my
we had a
gosh.
barn and a decent chunk of land, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere. So raccoons would get in the barn. It was bad because they would mess with our cat that we had that lived in the barn, and they would eat chicken feed that we had in the barn. So raccoons were a problem. Oh, it was possums though. So were possums. Same thing, right? So, there was a night where, from my side of the story, what happened was I got a call from my brother. He called on the house phone, which is like, if you dial your own phone number, it'll ring, and then you just hang it up, and it'll ring through until someone answers. So, anyways, I get a call, and it's my brother, and he goes, I need you to come down here and help me with something. And I was like, okay, so I like put on boots, I go down to the barn, and I walk in, and it looks like a friggin' murder scene, you know what I mean? There's just like blood everywhere. And I look over, and he's like bashed a possum's head in with a hammer. And it was like disgusting. I mean, it was just blood and like bits of possum everywhere. I'm like, why did you do that? He's like, I didn't know what to do. He's like, I couldn't, I just saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta get rid of the possum, and I couldn't think what else to do. I'm like, Rob, we own guns. Like, what are you doing? So I have to clean up all of this mess that he's made by like braining a possum, right? And meanwhile, he like puts it in a bucket and drives it to the back of our yard to like dump it out. And like, I mean, I don't know how this happened, but he said when he got it back there, like it wasn't dead yet still. It was like still like kind of crawling around. He had to like kill it again. But it was like, why would you ever think this is the right way to do this? And I mean, like, so it was by where our cat was, right? Which is why he freaked out. And also, possums are gross if you've ever seen them up close. They are nasty. But, like...
Hey, Cedric, go back.
I mean, it was, like, splattered on the wall. It was, like, I had to go and burn all the blood with a torch because we didn't want our cat to get rabies.
If you shoot that little tab in the background...
Yeah. So
anyways...
Hold X.
So you can hold X and you can aim. I won't let mine know. There you go.
There you go. So I tell my friend this story from college, and I just think it's kind of an entertaining story when my brother made a dumb mistake, because this happened fairly frequently that we had possums get in the barn, and eventually we got better at handling them. Like, I had one get in the barn one time, and it's really hard to figure out what you do with it once it's in the barn. Because, like, when it happened to me, I was like, okay, great, there's a possum, and it's playing dead. So it's this giant rat playing dead, and I'm like, what do I do with it? And I, like, managed to, like, put it in a bucket. Like, at one point, I, like, put a bucket on top of it, and then I had to, like, slide the bucket over an edge and put the lid on it, and then I have a possum in a bucket. And then you have to think to yourself, what do you do now with this bucket possum? And it's like, do I fill it with water and drown it? Do I, like, stab it in the bucket? Do I just shake it around? Like, what do you do? So I just ended up driving it to the back of our yard and dumping it, but possums are gross. At one point, I had it in a bag. And I was like, I could just slam it on the ground, I guess, but, like, what do you do? Right. So anyways, he freaked out and made the wrong decision. I tell my friend this story, and she just, like, didn't say anything. She just got, like, really quiet, and she was like, did your brother wet the bed really late in life? And I'm like, what? No? And she's like, did he, like, torture a lot of animals? I'm like, do you think my brother's a serial killer? And she's like, it's an early warning sign. I'm just saying you should be careful. I'm like, you've met him before. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's probably a murderer. Yeah, so I told my brother that. He thought it was pretty funny.
And then he said, we'll never speak of this again, and threatened me at knife point.
He did joke with his wife one time, because he works like a road job, so he travels a lot for work, and he told her, he's like, if I ever needed to kill you, all I'd have to do is just like chop you up into little bits and then just throw each little bit of you into every river I cross. They'd never find you,
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Did your brother wet the bed late in life?
Nope, he's just has a macabre sense of humor, but so does his wife, so she thought it was pretty funny.
I was gonna say, she's up the same alley.
Right.
So going back to Harry Potter, though, something I found ridiculous in this is how Harry lost, like, the second task. Because he's like, oh no, these people...
He didn't lose, he tied for first.
Did he tie for first?
Yeah, he tied for first because he showed moral fiber.
But he would have won first had he not...
He would have won first, yeah.
Which I just find, like, amusing, where he's like, oh no, people, like, all these people are chained up down here. This can't be part of the task, can it? And it's like, dude, like, what were you expecting?
Come on. Just frickin'... Can you do what I need you to do, please?
Ron finally got his payback.
I think you need to not do.
How many times have you hit me with a plunger, Harry?
Hit her again.
Kablow him. Maybe you have to back up a little bit.
Yeah, it keeps hitting his.
Try doing purple. Or
But when you aim at him, it just makes you do that spell.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you're not supposed to
try
go
shooting.
that way?
Try shooting the Quidditch guy.
You know, this is why students are always late in Hogwarts. What happened there that suddenly worked?
I don't know.
Well,
But I have flowers.
Well, now we can repeat the
I like
insanity
how
the
like
next time.
one of or at least for me, one of the biggest parts of the first book was like how the staircases move and it's supposed to be this huge deal, and then it's like rarely mentioned after that.
Well, they don't move in the book. In the movie, they move. In the book, there's just hidden staircases.
I thought they moved in
really?
the book.
Nope, they never say that they move in the book. There's hidden staircases all over the place, and there are staircases that only work on certain days, but they aren't like swinging, moving staircases for no reason.
Oh, on Tuesdays I get to take this one, but
Yeah,
on Wednesdays
well, and
it's
there's
not
like
there.
a staircase that has a vanishing step in it. You know what I mean? But there's not just like all the staircases are escalators that fling around randomly.
I think she did a very good job of making the world full of whimsy.
Yes.
But it's 100% not practical.
Well, I think she did a much better job than the movies did. The movies, like, I think doubled down on it a little too hard.
Well, I think the moving staircases is cool. Like, I think it like gives that sense of wonder without just being like, because you can't really say like, oh, this thing only works on Tuesdays. Without
Right, it's hard to see that. It's hard to
Because I
see
think
that.
there's some
Try
of like
shooting
the
light bulb thing.
Hello.
you get some of like you're always exploring like no matter how long
Ron
you've
has
been there.
wait, Ron, go back on the step.
Well, and that was like the thing that
No, like,
Dumbledore
not on the
even
steps.
said about how like
By Harry.
he doesn't pretend to know all of the like ins and outs of the castle even after being there for so long because it's such a magical place. Which is why you could hide like a giant chamber of secrets in it. Oh, you had to take the mini elevator? I don't know what that is. It looks like a dumbwaiter.
Oh,
Nope.
it's an extra thing.
Oh.
No, we don't want that right now.
Bombadil.
Shh. Bombadil, we're recording right now, so you have to hush.
Oh, now it's showing something.
Oh, because you have to go up again. I get it. Oh, there's Dumbledore!
You both have to be on the platform, which was part of the problem at one point.
Oh.
Because you can't like cut each other off.
Hi, Dumbledore.
Slap him in the face! He's a bad person.
Lemon drops. Lemon drops.
Well, now I'm coming up here because
Drop the lemons.
I'm gonna save this student in peril.
That being said, that's
From
not the path we're in year
spiders.
4.
I really like the idea that Dumbledore put that student in peril up there. Like, the student was like, Dumbledore, I need to talk to you. He's like, you need to talk to me! Prepare to get captured! And he just, like, sticks him to the wall. He's like, someone will save you eventually!
It's gonna be Harry Potter. Or
Dumbledore, I'm scared. You should be!
Yeah, builds character.
He's like Richard Nixon, you know. His time in the tank has made him go crazy. I like how Fleur Delacour has like a little sassy like stance. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, we're already on the maze.
Yeah, man.
Oh dang.
We're sprinting right towards the end. Dude, Dumbledore's got like a pretty deep V-cut shirt there, man. He was showing some chest hair. Like a little.
I like how she's like in a jumpsuit too.
She's got like sweats.
Like a track, but it looks like a tracksuit.
It does look like a tracksuit. This was when the movies started, like, not caring about looking like magic. Alright, so this is where we're going to end this episode of the Wandering Gamer Network. Please go Harry Potter, you're far! We're going to start the maze next time. So until then, keep wandering, and bye!
Bye. Be nice to possums.
Hey everyone, and thanks for watching this episode of the Wandering Gamer Network Plays LEGO Harry Potter. If you'd like to hear more content from the Wandering Gamer Network, check out the link to our website in the description below. We have several actual play podcasts for games like D&D 5th Edition, Star Wars Edge of the Empire, City of Mist, and several other systems. So if you're interested, check it out. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time, Wanderers.